Hey, welcome to your Scorpio horoscopes for the week of October 8th through the 14th. And we have Mars moving into Scorpio this week. 0 degrees on Wednesday, 1 degree by the end of the week. And as Mars moves into your sign, Mars is interacting with other planets in good and bad ways. Let's start with the challenge this time a little bit, because Mars does come into your sign in a square with Pluto. Pluto is very much focused on the past. And what is interesting is Pluto starts off the week in retrograde, but moves direct by Wednesday, which is around the time that Mars is moving into your sign. Now, what's interesting about this is Pluto is all about transformation. It is your source of power. It shows how powerful you are. It's also your ruling planet. The fact that Mars is coming in a bit of a challenging way does seem a little inconvenient, but you really have to understand the lesson in order to understand the level of challenge here. Because with Pluto going direct, it kind of seems like you can change the past, which you can't, but you can change things and unlearn things that you have learned in the past. And that's really what this is all about. When you choose to continue to do things in the same way that have not gotten results before, you continue to make the same mistakes that you always make. And this is really what this challenge is presenting to you. And it's presenting it very loudly for a reason, because it wants you to try something new, which is difficult for fixed signs because we are not really try something new kind of people, are we? We like to go with what always worked. But life changes. The way life flows changes. The situations change. Things just change and they have to evolve. That's really what it comes down to. Mars is in a sextile with Venus as it comes into your sign. And I do love Mars and Venus working together. It is the quintessential masculine and feminine energy working together, and therefore creates a balance that we're not necessarily used to, but we all need a lot. We often find ourselves in the position of battling what we know to be true and what we feel, what we think is a good idea and what we feel is a good idea. And these two working together tends to eliminate that argument and lets you just use them together the way they're supposed to be used, so that both of those things are actually really important parts of the decision-making process, especially considering that Mars is coming into your sign focused on your career. So this has a lot to do with career choices here. You don't want to overanalyze it and confuse yourself. You don't want to get swept away with your feelings either. You want to use both to make the best decision possible for you as well as anybody else that it affects. But in terms of career and money, this decision is about you and not anybody else. Make sure that you remember that when it comes to your livelihood and your money, you need to make the best decision for you. If your employers want something else of you and it's not going to work out, that's a different story. Okay. So make sure that you never confuse the two, because that would just be crazy talk, right? Mars is also in a trine with Saturn, which continues to be retrograde throughout the week. Now, this is actually interesting because Saturn is right on the cusp of the mind and the past. So how the mind works in the past. And again, wow, the door slammed, not because of ghosts, because of the window being open. The interesting thing about this, actually, funny that happened in Scorpio. The interesting thing about this is that we're really showcasing mindsets that you have used in the past that have not worked in your favor. So making sure to remind you to tweak that a little bit, to change it, to look at it in a more positive view. We're wired to have a negative mindset. It's just how society has made us. It's how life has made us. It's been this way since the dawn of time. Okay. It sort of is what it is, right? And that's fine. That doesn't mean that you have to keep it. You can change it anytime you want. You don't, pardon me. Oh my goodness. You don't have to follow the crowd in this one. And honest, my goodness, this is the second time this has happened. I swear I haven't been drinking today. It's just really warm. Honestly, what I was going to say is you're Scorpios. Scorpios don't necessarily follow the crowd. You guys dance to your own tune. So when you find yourself in that position where you are following the crowd, you really want to ask yourself why you're doing that. Remember, you guys are the all powerful, all intuitive sign. And being the all powerful, all intuitive sign that you are, there's nothing in that that states that you're going to follow anybody. You guys are your own entities, and that's what makes you awesome. And that trying is a reminder of that, to bring you back to where you need to be and not where you may be accidentally wandering off, if that makes sense. So that's what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, do click the link in the description and send me a copy. That is my tip and donation line, and I would really appreciate that. If you are listening rather than viewing, it is ko-fi.com/heavy metal psychic, and definitely go check out heavymetalpsychic.com. Talking about change, lots of changes going on in the website. I am really excited to see where it goes from here. I'm Melissa Bruce, the Heavy Metal Psychic. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week. And in the meantime, harness that power and that energy of change that Mars is bringing into your sign, because he is coming in with some really awesome stuff, but you have to be willing to change in order to really experience the awesomeness. So I know you guys are powerful enough to do this, and I know that you're smart enough to do this too. So I will see you guys next week. And in the meantime, you guys make it a great week.